If you have watched Kantara, you might be aware of that haunting scene where the deity used to come again and again in the dreams of the hero, calling him and reminding him that something greater than the flesh and bone is watching over him. To most, it was just cinema. But to those who have tasted something beyond the physical, it was a reminder that the divine doesn't live in temples alone. The divine reaches. It reaches through dreams, visions, accidents, and coincidences. That scene where the deity looks straight into the eyes of the human, it shakes you because deep down something in us remembers. Our ancestors call it Darshan. A moment when the boundary between the human and the divine thins, and the energy that protects, nourishes, and destroys suddenly makes itself seen. And it doesn't matter where you are, a dense forest in Karnataka, or an Himalayan cave, or a small house in Africa. The divine does not look for geography, only receptivity. So today, if you carefully listen to this entire video, I'm quite sure this will change the way you approach your sadhana. A few days ago, I received a letter from a man who lives in Togo. He is a member of my Sadhaka diary in which I send letters in the form of mail to the members of it. Now Togo is a small country in East Africa. He said that here nobody knows about yoga. And there, if he talks about meditation, they call it witchcraft. Yet, he quietly got initiated into Shambhavi Mahamudra, which he was consistent with. And then slowly he got attracted towards Devi, as a result of which he bought her photo, and every evening he would light a small oil lamp and sit before her. One day his close family member saw this and grew uncomfortable. She thought he was doing something strange or something dark, but over time she saw the peace it brought him. So she said, "Fine, you continue your practices, but don't expect the same from me." And then one night, something strange happened when she was at sleep. She saw her, a radiant woman, adorned with jewelry, sitting right beside Devi's photo, calm, alive and real. And she didn't move, didn't speak, she was just there. So, the first time she ignored her, but later again in her sleep, she saw her. The same form, the same serenity, exuding so much compassion that cannot be said in words. Now this time, she could not tolerate and she told him that Devi is present in that space. I have seen her. Now the strange thing is, this man never told anyone anything about his experience with Devi, how he feels her presence within, how alive she has become in his sadhana because of people's judgment. But in spite of that, this event happened. For him, this was not a proof, this was grace. Now when we hear such stories, our logical mind wants to say that it's hallucination, coincidence, or just imagination. Well, in some cases it can be. But it is not entirely true, because the scriptures of this land, from Rig Veda to Devi Bhagavad Puran, have always said that when devotion matures, the divine assumes form. As per Devi Mahatmya, she manifests out of her own energy. And that's what Darshan really is. Not Devi coming to you, but you becoming sensitive enough to see what was always here. Our ancestors for a long time have always understood this. They built consecrated forms, yantras, lingas, murtis, so that energy could be anchored and made perceivable. And for those who sat with deep love and sincerity in front of those forms would often experience visions, lights, presence, not because something supernatural happened, but because the veil between the gross and the subtle perception thinned for a while. And that's exactly what happens even today, not just to yogis, but to anyone whose heart is open enough. The form changes, the face changes, but the presence remains the same. And similarly, this devotee from Africa didn't ask or expect for visions. He just loved and offered an oil lamp, his heart, and his breath. And that was enough for Devi to cross continents. Maybe Devi appeared to his mate because he was already too surrendered to need a proof. When he says the divine often reveals herself not to the believer, but to the doubter, and as compassion, not as spectacle. There are hundreds of examples that people mail me down every week, but I refrain from putting such kind of videos because I don't want people to hallucinate or write to me that they also want to experience the same. But this time I thought to make it because many people think that they only have Devi photo, so they could not sit for sadhana, and so they do the same. This video is just for inspiration. Please don't expect the same to happen with you. If it happens, good. If it doesn't, it's best. Just focus on your sadhana and keep doing your sadhana. But I know and totally understand that for a skeptical mind, this is hard and totally questionable. So I'll go deep into it, and I guarantee you that if you understand this today, your sadhana will really change. When we say Devi appeared, what do we really mean? Did she step out of heavens and walk to someone's room as we see in television shows? Or did the human finally become open enough that he could perceive things that was already there? The Devi Upanishad says, Sarvam Kalvidam Devi, means all that exists is Devi. The flowers, the wind, the breath, the stillness. There's nothing outside her. So when someone says, I saw her, it's not that Devi entered that space. It is that their perception expanded enough to see through the veil of the ordinary. And every great yogi has said the same, that a divine is not something you see with your eyes, but something you feel with your very being. Yet sometimes when that inner feeling becomes too intense to stay hidden, it bursts outward as a form, as darshan. If you go deep inside darshan, the word comes from the Sanskrit root word drish, meaning to see. But in yogic language, it does not mean to see with your naked eyes. It means to perceive directly and to hold the truth as it is. As per yogic science, the prana and your life energies are the true organs of perception. When it becomes stable and vibrant, subtle energies can be seen, felt and heard. And that's how consecrated spaces like Linga Bhairavi, Dhyanalinga or different Shakti Pithas are built. They generate a field of energy that interacts with your system. If your devotion is deep, your prana begins to vibrate in sync with that energy. And at some point, the line between the inside and the outside just dissolves. And what was once felt inwardly now begins to appear outwardly. That is darshan. Not imagination, not hallucination, but expanded perception. And this is why in Devi Bhagavad Puran, Narada says, the form you see is the form you deserve. Because Devi appears not as she is, but as you are ready to perceive her. When a devotee sits in front of a consecrated deity, they are not worshipping stone or paper. They are sitting before an energy field designed to reflect their own consciousness. And that is why it is said that you never see the goddess. She allows her to be seen. But above all these, it doesn't matter whether you see her or not. Because the highest darshan is not the outside. The highest darshan happens when you sit with closed eyes and suddenly something inside you breaks open. Tears appear for no reason. Your breath trembles and you feel an unbearable sweetness that no word can hold. That is the mother entering her child. And that is the darshan. Whether she comes as form or fragrance, as dream or silence, it is not to impress but to transform you, to which Kulnarva Tantra says, to the unawakened, she is a stone, but to the awakened, she is the universe itself. So yes, sometimes people might witness Devi in some form, but always for one purpose, to dissolve the separation between you and her. And this is what connects the hero in Kantara and this devotee in Togo. Both and many get touched by the same truth. Because remember, when your love becomes intense, the divine cannot stay hidden. Whether you call her Durga, Kali, Lakshmi, Gauri, Kamakhya, or simply Devi, she is not a goddess sitting in some faraway realm. She is the very pulse of the existence. And when you love her more than yourself, she begins to love you in ways that the world can never understand. So finally, the next time when you hear that someone saw Devi in their dreams or something, don't rush to call it superstition or don't rush to worship the miracle either. Just understand the same presence that appeared before them breathes within you too. You may not see her yet, but she sees you every single moment. She is not waiting for your rituals. She is waiting for your openness. Because Devi doesn't belong to any temple or any specific country. She is life itself. And when life begins to look at itself with love, that's when she appears. And so with this, hope you loved the video and found it meaningful. If yes, do share it with the person you think they require. And also do like and subscribe. And up to next, stay safe, healthy, happy,